Hey guys! So today we're going to talk about Uranus in the third house of your birth chart. And obviously my dog, Chance, has made his way into this video. He's an Aries, don't mind him. He likes to cause a commotion. No, really, he's a great dog. Okay, so Uranus. Uranus in your natal chart. When I explain Uranus to people, I explain obviously, I have Mercury in Aquarius, so I really do understand having Uranus in your third house. I do. I mean, they're just like me on like a higher octane. But Uranus in the third house of your natal chart denotes somebody with a very, very creative mind. More so than creative, though, a good way to put it, because I equate like a lot of my creative energy to Uranus being in, or to Aquarius being in my third, but it's more so like original thought and innovative thought and future-oriented thought and thought that's like different, and a lot of people can't really understand it. With Uranus in your third house, you're dealing with an area of life that is ruling sorry, it's ruling like your early education, your siblings, your short trips, how you communicate with others. So people with Uranus in the third are really interesting to talk to. These people are always having like interesting conversations with people on short trips. These people can like go to the gas station and like meet like the strangest person in the world. And one of the interesting things about the third house, because it rules your siblings and your neighbors, these people have normally like neighbors and siblings that are very, very eccentric in nature, very different, very Aquarian, and potentially even Aquariuses. I actually have seen that a couple times where like their siblings actually are Aquariuses too. Just your relationships with your siblings, or the personalities of your siblings will be very, very different, but it can also like describe a lot about your relationships as well. So like with Uranus in your third house, you might have like a sudden like separation from your siblings, or out of nowhere your relationship with your siblings would just be weird. Like Uranus is a game changer. It's a lightning bolt. So it comes and it strikes out of nowhere, and you never really know where it's coming from. And your thoughts are the exact same way. The problem with this is that a lot of people will see people with either like strong Aquarian placements, like Mercury in Aquarius, or people with Uranus in their third house as being like crazy or like out of their mind. But really, they're not crazy. And if you look at like celebrities who have Uranus in their third, we've got like Albert Einstein and Nelson Mandela, and who else is on there? Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook guy. Anything that involves technology and kind of like the interworkings of things like physics, who would be like Einstein, or even like a humanitarian approach like Nelson Mandela. It's a very, very different thought process, and it's very future oriented, and a lot of people don't know how to handle that. But their thoughts, like people with like Uranus in their third, their thoughts are so innovative and so different. Like talking to these people is just a blast, especially for me. I enjoy it a lot. But like they just have like the most incredible and interesting things to tell you. I don't know about his. Yeah, that guy over there. What do you have Uranus in your third, Chance? I don't think he wants to talk. That's okay. But with the third house ruling like your neighbors and stuff, you might have like some crazy neighbors, like literally crazy, not just eccentric. Depending on the aspects that are made to Uranus in your third house, like it can tell you a lot about your siblings and neighbors. Like they could actually have like mental problems, or just be like literally batshit crazy. Uranus is kind of on the verge there. Like Uranus energy can be incredible. It can create madness, or it can create a genius. It's really like there's a fine line between the two. And that's one of the things I love about Uranus. It's awesome like that. Like anywhere that you have Uranus in your chart in general, even just navigating away from the third house, like you're just going to be so different there. And it can make you look crazy, most definitely. But I personally, like I said, I'm very, very comfortable with Uranian energy, so I love it. Bring it on. Come talk to me about some wild shit. I'm more than willing. I see it in the world every day. So yeah, I get it. And these people would too. They would definitely see it in the world every single day, especially in their learning. Growing up, people with Uranus in the third might not do so well in school, especially because Uranus is such a like game changer and a rebel. They would be like, I don't really enjoy this shit. Like I'm feeling very restricted. I want to rebel. I don't want to go to school. I want to learn about what I want to learn about. And they would be very, very interested in learning. Anything that you're talking like Uranus and like Aquarius energy, they are like deeply innovative thinkers and very like philosophical isn't necessarily the right word, but there is a lot of like philosophicalness in there as well. It's more so like being prophetic. Like you can see how things play out before they do. And with the Uranus in your third, touching on like spiritualism, these people could definitely have visions into the future that do end up coming true. And people might tell them they're crazy, but once it's happening, you can't really tell somebody they're mad after it's already playing out. They just really are very, very good at that. And it comes out of nowhere. The insight that they get is just like, it's a lightning bolt. It's Uranus. So yeah, if you have Uranus in the third, props to you, man. Don't worry, I don't think you're crazy. I mean, unless you have some like really crazy aspects, but even then you can still handle it. I hate that about astrology. That's one thing I will never do as an astrologer, is tell people like, oh God, you have Uranus, Mars, you're gonna be absolutely batshit crazy. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. It's all about the individual, and it's all about how they handle that energy. If there's more input from one planet than the other, it can affect it, but still, everybody has the same equal chance. It's like survival of the fittest. And that's probably my Aquarian mind. So yeah, if you have Uranus in the third, your communication style, your learning, your relationships with your siblings and neighbors and short trips will be very, very interesting for you. Very eccentric, very, very different. You're the kind of person that probably has a lot of crazy life experiences to talk about. And you should be talking about them. Talk to people about what's going on. And fuck them if they think you're mad. I mean, we're all mad a little bit, right? Everybody's got Uranus in their charts somewhere. So yeah, that would be Uranus in your third. I'm going to continue on filming these videos, especially now that I have this really sweet selfie stick. This thing scares me. It's a little bit robotic. But people with Uranus in your third would love this because technology is like big for us Aquarian types. And that's another thing too. With Uranus in your third, you could be really, really ingenious in that area as well. Like inventive. I forgot to add that. Like Uranus makes for incredibly inventive people. So you could be somebody that could be inventing this selfie stick that I'm holding in my hand. I don't really have that power, but God bless you if you do. You should be using it because Mark Zuckerberg, like I'm guessing when he decided to invent Facebook, people probably thought he was fucking batshit crazy too, along with Einstein. And Einstein was a horrible student as well. So don't ever let that stuff hold you back. If you have Uranus in your third, rock that shit. Go out there with your bad self and you be crazy all over the place because it's people like you who change the world. Really do change the world, and you see things coming before they come. So hit up all that chi energy and all that propheticness and use it for good. Don't let somebody else take your idea. So yeah, Uranus in your third. Ooh. Get weird. Get real weird.